Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're joining me here today in my studio. Today, I am working on this cute pattern called Spring Bunnies. I love bunnies. If you know me, we used to have in-home pet bunnies. They were litter box trained and they would run around and love on us, and they'd roll around like puppies. It was so adorable. They loved ping pong balls, and we had the Christmas tree up, and I put all these ping pong balls on the Christmas tree skirt, and our tree was a little bit higher. It was one of those little tiny ones, and this bunny just loved those ping pong balls. He ran around the tree like crazy, and he was throwing them all over the place and having a good old time. It was hilarious. So making this fun pattern is just bringing back all those fun little memories of our little bunnies that we used to have. So this pattern is actually part of the Table Topper of the Month program that we are having here at Journey Back Quilts. This box is all put together by Riley Blake Designs. So it's full of Riley Blake fabrics, which are amazing because they are high quality fabrics for one. They're beautiful colors. They're very fun and modern, and even some traditional, and all these fun different colors that we're going to be putting together in these different table toppers. So in this program, you get a new subscription box every single month through the year of 2022. So the first box you get is actually this Spring Bunnies box that comes with this fun pattern and all the fabric you're going to need to make a 36 by 36 inch table topper, plus the binding. So if you would like to sign up for this, we have a link in the description box. You can go learn more and sign up now so that you are for sure going to be getting one of those boxes come the new year. And it's a subscription box where you're only going to be charged 12 times. So once the 12th charge is done, it cancels automatically and you won't be charged again. Or you can just choose to pay for the full year up front, and we'll send you a box every month that they come in. So I am making mine today because all of the dealers got a kit, so we get to practice making them, and so we can display them and show you how cute they are and all the fun things. But I am so in love with them. I can't wait to do this one. So I'm doing this one first just because it's the first box and I wanted to show you, but I think I'm going to jump to the next couple boxes that actually go with the month that we're in, just so that you can see what you're going to be getting for the next new year. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions about that? If you're here, I would love to know who you are, where you're watching from, what you're working on, all the fun things. So leave me a comment in the box. Anytime that you comment, you share, you like, any of those kinds of reactions that you get for these videos, it helps the algorithm show that you want to see more of these videos. So it'll show them to your friends and to their friends and so on and so on. So we can reach a bigger audience with these fun patterns and tutorials and tips and tricks and all the fun things. So I would love your help and support in that. If you could, just click that share button and share it to all your friends. We're streaming live on 3 different channels today. So we're on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel and our Facebook group, which is a free group called Your Quilting Journey Show and Tell page, where you can show us what you're working on. Show us pictures. You can ask questions if you get stuck with something. If you need help and you're frustrated, just leave us a post in that or comment, and we would love to help you along in your quilting journey as well. So this is going to be probably a little bit longer of a live video than normal. So feel free to come back and watch the replay when you have time, and you can see more of what we're doing and putting it together. And if you get the subscription box, you can save this video, come back and watch it while you're putting it together so we can put it together. All right, so I have all of my fabric already ironed and cut into the strips, and now I'm sub-cutting those strips down into the cuts that we're going to need and then labeling them. So her pattern is laid out really, really nicely. I really love it. Good job, Tara Reed. So go find Tara Reed Designs. Tara Reed Designs on her Instagram page and follow her there and find all the fun things that she's designing and coming up with. She has a very fun page with lots of different videos and things. She's a beautiful artist and comes up with all this fun stuff. So she lays it out really well with what the kit includes or what fabric you might need so that you can play along with it again and make this block again and again and again. And then you cut them all down into the sub strips. So what that means is you're going to take your yardage and you're going to fold it from the selvage to the selvage. Let me grab a piece here. So I have the selvage, which is that white fuzzy part, or the part that has the holes punched in it. So you're going to line up the selvage to the selvage, and this is the width of the fabric from selvage to selvage, going this way, okay? And so once you have that folded, then you'll cut your fabric into a strip, whatever strip size that she recommends, and then we're going to subcut that down, going from the selvage edge, cutting that selvage edge off, and then cutting each of our pieces down. And I'll show you kind of how we're doing that so that you can follow along with me as well. This pattern does say that you will want to have some quilting knowledge and techniques like that. But I'm going to walk you through right now so that you'll have that knowledge. So even if you're a brand new quilter, you'll be able to dive in and follow along with me. Okay, obviously I can't give you dimensions because we want you to buy the pattern. And I believe that these patterns are exclusive to this subscription box, so you may not be able to get these, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look into that some more. So as I'm cutting them out, please leave me a comment if you have questions or anything about this box. I would love to answer those. So again, these are starting in January. We'll be getting all the boxes shipped to us sometime in January, and then we'll ship them right out to you. And so if you start your subscription now, you'll be paying for January, and then next month you'll be paying for February, and so on and so on until the 12 months run out. Of course, you can cancel this at any time, but we would love to give you all 12 of them because they are so adorable. All right, enough chatting. Let's get to sewing or cutting. My favorite. All right, let's change the view here. Okay, so here it is. Let's see if I can back it up anymore. Nope. All right. I should probably check that the sound is working. I'm guessing it is, since none of you are commenting on sound quality. But let's just double check. Okay, it's working. All right. And I like to quilt to some music or a podcast or to a book on tape, Audible. I'm listening to Jenny Doan's brand new book that she just had. She just wrote, and it just came out a couple weeks ago. So I've been listening to that. But I'm just going to turn a little bit of music on in the background so that I can cut this all out. Okay. So can you see all these fun fabrics here? So we have this Spring Blossoms on white. So cute. And I am finishing cutting that one up here real quick. And then we've got the Cotton Candy shades and a Dove confetti cotton. And then, which one is this? Yellow Painter's Palette. And then there's a super pink texture and a small gingham check that I have over here. And this is for the borders and the binding here. Isn't that fun? I love those hot pink colors. Okay, so those ones are all cut and ready to go for the borders and stuff. So I'm going to set those aside. Okay, so back to these. And so the other cool thing is she has them all labeled with a different letter. Now, the only thing is you're going to want to pay attention to which letter she uses, because she doesn't go in order of A, B, C, D, E. It went A, B, O, I, N, C, D. So kind of have to pay attention to those. I'm also using my So Handy stickers that Lori Holt designed, and you can get these in our shop as well. They are so handy. I love them. Helps keep all my blocks organized. And then my design board is just something that we made up. I had my assistant make these up. It just has some extra batting, and then we hot glued binding around a poster board, so it's nice and stiff, and that way I can transport all my pieces from my cutting area to my sewing machine without losing them all, and they keep in order this way. So Okay, let me see where I left off. Okay. So when I'm cutting these, I like to leave them folded in half from selvage to selvage, and I'll just cut the selvage off before cutting them down into the pieces that I need. And that way I can cut 2 at a time if need be, or I can stack 2 strips together if I need 4. Okay. So bear with me as the cutting process is the longest, but we're going to get through all of this together. That way you can come back and refer to this video again if you want to sew along with me. So yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, and then we need several of this size. And when cutting, it is important to make sure that your lines are perpendicular to each other. So I kind of look at the bottom to make sure that it's lined up with a line before cutting my piece out. That way I know that it's going to be square and not wonky. And let's see if I can talk and cut at the same time and count and all the things. All right, so this strip is done. So you will have quite a bit of extra. Oops. Okay, see, I have this is extra and all these little pieces extra from the strips I've already cut. So you will have a little bit of oopsie room. All right. Oh, that one came out really wonky. That's a bummer. So what I mean with what wonky right here, you can see it looks more like a V. It's kind of coming out like a V instead of straight line. When I cut this strip, my fabric wasn't laying correct on this. And when you sign up for this, I'm going to show you exactly how to line up your fabric so that you don't get that little wonky thing in the middle. And I just didn't have it lined up correctly. So it happens to all of us, but there's a way around it. I can cut up to that point and then just waste that little tiny bit of fabric right there and toss it. But I'm going to cut the selvage off of this side. All right, so I have. Oops. Try to keep them all stacked nicely together. Yeah, I'm just not liking that little hump right there. So I'm going to skip this part and go to the next one. And that one will work perfect. Okay. So now I can fix this little wrinkle that I have right here. I'm just going to rotate my fabric so I can see where it's at. Get it straightened back up. And then I'm just wasting that little tiny bit of fabric. So if that happens to you and your strips are coming out more like a V instead of straight, you can just cut up to that point and then cut that little tiny bit off to straighten it back up again. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let's go to this next one. Lots of little pieces. It's going to be a fun puzzle to put together. The cutting is definitely not my favorite part. And my daughter thinks that her favorite part is cutting, although she is only 12. And I think the last time she quilted was when she was 9. So we'll see if that really comes true as she gets a little older. I would love for her to be my personal cutting machine. But we'll see. All right. Let's see, how many do I have? 2 too many. That's okay. So that's letter L. Right, now I'm at that little mistake that I made, so I'm going to trim that up again. There we go. And yes, I'm just throwing the scraps on the floor. I was watching YouTube the other day with, was it Eleanor Burns in it, I think, and she was doing the same thing, and I just thought it was so hilarious. She was so cute. Okay, so now I need a few more of those. Okay. There we go. So lots and lots of little background pieces here, but we're almost done with that one. So let me make sure I have what I need. I need 2 of F. And as you can see, there are a ton of pieces in this background. So it's really handy to have some kind of letters to help you organize them. So even if you're using scrapbook stickers or something like that, that will work just fine as well. But these So Handy stickers are very handy, like I said, and they come with cute little like sewing machine and an iron and scissors and stuff like that. So you can really organize where each piece is if you want to. So okay, let me go through, make sure I have everything. I've got A, B, O, I, N, C, D, E, J. Let's stick a J over here next to I. And then F, G, H, and L. I need K. Okay. Don't forget to measure twice, cut once, double check your measurements before you cut these open. That way you don't waste any fabric. Okay, and then this is just leftovers. Let's put a K on these. And now my background is all cut. So I'm going to let this be its own design board because the background is probably going to be going with a lot of the other colored pieces. And let's get a new design board for all the colored pieces. So now we're on to Cotton Candy Shades. So I'm going to trim off that Selvage. And we need 2 of P. All right, P and Q are done. Pretty fast. Okay, and now we're going to the Dove confetti cottons. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep it folded into fourths and cut the selvage and a little bit of the, and I might just scoot it down a little bit, cut the fold off so that I have it layered into 4. That way I can cut 4 at a time. That helps cut down on all your cutting time, no pun intended. All right, little itty bitty guys. So we've got 4, 8, 12. Okay, that's R. And then you have a lot of fabric left over, which is great, just in case you made an oopsie. Okay, and now we're on to yellow. So cut the selvage off. And when I'm cutting the selvage off, I'm lining up my ruler with the top or the bottom of my strip, not with the side. That way I make sure to get this perpendicular with this, because the selvage sometimes isn't straight. The dots can kind of weave in and out and kind of, wiggle a little bit. So you don't want to go off of that dimension. You want to go off of this straight dimension. All right, this is a long cut, so I'm going to move this down so I can use my mat. Okay, that's letter T. So you always want to cut the largest cut you can first, the widest and the longest, and then from the scraps you can cut down to your smaller pieces if need be. That way you waste a lot less fabric than if you were to cut all your little pieces out first. Okay, what letter is this one? That one is letter V. Oh. I was wrong with the last letter. It's not T. Where was I looking? There we go. Okay, it's letter A and C together. So I'm going to put A, C together. There we go. Keep those organized. All right, a lot of cutting, guys, I know. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Okay, let's see where I was. This strip is going to be cut the selvage off first. right, and that is letter S. So when you sign up for this subscription box, you will get these videos, but we will try to have them all condensed down so that you're not having to watch all the way through all of these unless you're wanting to, and then you definitely can. Okay, 2 more for that guy. Lots of long strips. This one is letter T. There you go. Okay. And I made a little bit of a wonky mark right there again, so I'm just going to trim that up again so that I have a straight, clean line. I'm not happy with that one either. And that's why we have a little extra fabric, just in case we make those little mistakes. It happens to all of us. We can fix them. Okay, that one is letter U. My goodness, there are a lot of pieces to this little bunny. I'm gonna straighten this guy back up too. I'm not sure what happened, but I didn't have my fabric folded correctly, obviously, when I did this. So kind of have a little bit of a hump to my seam, and that's why it's important. If you go back through my videos, you can see exactly the process to fix that so that that doesn't happen to you. But I was in a hurry trying to get this all prepared before the video and didn't pay attention as well as I should have. And that's all right. There's ways around it. Some more tricks while cutting is to either use your countertop or to have a taller table so that it is around waist length instead of lower than that. That way you're not having to bend over so far and hurting your back with all of this cutting. So my table's just right around hip length, and I probably would like it even taller than that so that I'm not bending over so far, hurting my back. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, that's letter W. Lots of yellow pieces. All right, and now we're down to the last of the yellow. And then we can start sewing. Yay! All right, how many? I'm going to do I should probably do the largest one first. So cut the selvage off. We need 2 of those. I notice this one is just a little bit off on the one side, so I tried to get it better perpendicular. So I flipped it around so I can trim off that little tiny bit, make it more square. All right, that's letter Z. All right, now the last cut. Whew, 28 of these little tiny babies. So I am going to try to stack as many pieces together as I can so I can cut them all at once. And I noticed that this had a little bit of a mistake right there in the the curve again. So I'm going to fix that before I move on. I hate when that happens because it just feels like it's wasting time trying to straighten things back up. But it's better to take the time to straighten it back up than to have your block turn out all wonky because you didn't have a straight piece to begin with. Okay, let's see how many I have real quick. Sweet, all done. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me while we got all of this cut and ready to go. And I just need to label this one. Whoops. And I'm going to label it with the little B so I know that that is that piece. And all of this is extra. All right, cool. How are you doing so far? Are you following along with me? Is it really boring? I hope not. I hope that you're enjoying this process. Now all the cutting is done. It takes a while to get that done, but take your time. Enjoy the process of getting this all cut out. Take breaks, roll those shoulders back, give your back a little stretch and stuff. And yeah, so now that it's all cut out, we can just start sewing, the fun part, putting it all together, right? So let's go back to the directions. If you're following along with me, once you get your kit, and then we'll put this together. All right. So she uses the sew and flip method, which is really easy and really fun. I like to do this one as well. And it just makes great points and corners to your blocks. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go to the sewing machine now. Okay. Oops. Turn that back on. Go. All right, and I have a brand new needle in my machine, and I have a full bobbin and new thread, so we're going to be good to go, and hopefully we'll be able to just keep sewing and sewing and sewing. All right, so let me get all of my pieces over here to the machine. That's the really handy thing with these design boards. Make some room for them. Okay. So I'm going to take a few pieces here, and I'm going to make the eyeball. And I'm sewing this at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're going to do that twice to make the eyes. And I like to chain piece as much as possible. So instead of making one block, I would probably make all of the blocks at one time. Making sure that these are right sides together. Okay. And you know what? I would love to be able to teach this a little bit better, but because we're on a live video, I can't give you more information about this than just letting you watch me do it, but I'd love to be able to talk through this and be able to walk you through how to put these together better. So I'm going to let you guys go now so that I can go ahead and film the rest of this and let our purchasers be able to hear my voice so that they can follow along with me and get these blocks put together nicely. So thank you again for joining me. I'm sorry this was a long video of just cutting out fabric and watching me fix all my little mistakes and everything. Hey, it's life. It's life. And I love to show the perfectionist side of everything, but you know what? It's not always perfect. And Instagram and all the social, so they're showing what's reality versus what's Instagram worthy or whatever. And life is not Instagram worthy. It's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be sometimes frustrating and hard and mistakes. And that's how we learn. That's how we grow. We're not automatically perfect. That's who Jesus is. He is perfect. And with him, we can be even better, right? We are unperfect without him, honestly. So just want to encourage you with that today. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. If you have any questions about this subscription box, I would love to answer them. And I would love for you to join us in making these together. Like I said, you'll be getting these videos with your subscription box. So when you purchase those, you'll be able to sew along with me if you need any help or tips or tricks, and you can see my mistakes and hopefully learn from those and not make them yourself. So, all righty, guys, I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll talk to you later. Bye.